You looking at that little girl? Piece of shit. Yo!
Welcome back to That Immature. This is James.
This is Alex.
This is Patrick.
And today we are talking about sex.
Oh!
I know.
Hang on. Can I address? Hi, little baby goats. We've missed you.
Oh, dude, shut up.
He's gonna
Oh
go
my
back to
god.
himself.
Oh, no.
Little baby
no,
goats.
No.
Oh my God.
Like, here's the thing. We've missed you. I've realized that for like the past couple of episodes, I've forgotten to address you properly.
No,
You're
dude.
the little baby goats.
No,
And we're ready to feed you.
they're not. Dude, that's even gross. That's nastier.
All right, James, talk about sex.
Oh, God.
After that? Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it is.
Disgusting.
Oh, disgusting pig. Anyways. Today we are having an adult sex ed class. You guys ready for this?
No.
Wait. Has anybody here had it yet?
The class?
Yeah.
Wait, like the sex ed class?
No, you and me and him and I, or you. Has anybody in this room ever been involved in sexual activity?
Well, that brings me to my first point. You guys are probably wondering why 3 virgins are going to tell you about sex. The truth is, most of us got through life learning about sex through media, friends, or first-time experience.
Mm-hmm.
However, most of us only heard wear a condom. Don't be weird. Or we got a skewed idea of sex from porn. So today we're going to go back to sex ed and see what we missed and what we found out way too late.
Ooh.
So let's start off with something simple. A question. Do you guys trust condoms?
Yes.
Yeah.
I trust him with my whole life.
Yeah? Oh. How, like on a scale of 1 to 10?
9.
My whole life.
All right, Alex is at a 1. So cool thing is condoms are actually, yeah, you guys are right. Condoms are very safe. They're a whopping 98% effective, but only when they're used properly.
What?
According to the CDC, we're actually closer to an 87% effectiveness for the typical user.
Excuse me?
Does that shock you guys?
Yeah, it
No,
does.
I learned about this on an episode of Friends when Ross got Rachel pregnant. And he was like, but we used a condom. And then they were like, those things are like 80% effective. And then he was like,
What? No, he said 97% 97% effective.
fair enough. And then he like called the company and it was like a whole thing. So that's when I learned it.
Yeah.
No, but it's even lower now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
87% is an 11% difference from what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's like a B plus.
I don't want a B plus.
Yeah.
In that case.
I want that shit to work.
Yeah.
Good enough for me.
Do you guys know what the actual steps are to properly use a condom?
Well, you got to go to Jewel.
And we are from the Midwest.
I was
that's
going to say,
true.
now they know Midwest boys.
Yeah.
So there are 8 steps to actually use a condom properly. It could be more, but these are generally the ones used. So number 1 is check the expiration date.
Okay.
Number 2 is check for damage and tears, obviously.
Yep.
Number 3 is open it the right way. Don't fucking bite it and then start tearing at it and be like, you ready for this, baby girl, you know?
Well, nobody told you to look into my window when I'm doing stuff.
You're supposed to gently grab the edge and just tear it. All right?
Okay.
All right. Number 4, pinch the tip.
Are we
A
still
lot
talking
of-
about condoms?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know about this one, that you're supposed to pinch the tip when you put it on. You know, you want to have a little baggie.
Oh, yeah.
So you can, finish in it.
Mhm.
But it's actually more important for air bubbles.
Yeah.
Air
Yeah,
bubbles
yeah.
can actually happen, and that can actually create breakage in a condom.
Yeah, I knew about that.
Number 5, you have to put it on correctly. It sounds stupid, but you can't put it on the wrong way and be like, oh shit, and then flip it over and put it on the right way.
Yeah, you
That's
can't.
a immediate problem.
I always push it a little bit because I don't know which direction it's going, so I test it first. Is that
Yeah.
bad?
No, it's actually probably safer than putting it on right away and be like, fuck.
Maybe test it on your finger next time.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that going to go further? I do it as I'm holding it in my hand.
Do you?
I like push it forward, and then I'm like, okay, wrong way. And then I push it, and then I'm like, okay, so obviously it's the other way. And yeah.
Okay, that's a strat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try that next time.
Yeah.
Or my first time. And then also, a lot of people don't know this. You can't put on a condom halfway. It sounds stupid, but you have to make sure it hits all the way down to the base.
Yes.
A lot of people miss this step. Number 6 is optional. Use lubricant. But there's a big warning here. If you are a normal user of latex condoms, you cannot use oil-based lube
Yeah, because it'll destroy the condom.
in minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It will tear. So Be careful, baby goats.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, dude, we're not doing the baby goats thing. We're not doing the baby
We're
goats.
doing the baby goats thing. They're gonna love it.
No.
Now, during sex, you also need to be. There's actually more steps during sex. When you are finished with the condom, you need to hold the base when you pull out. You gotta just hold it because you gotta prevent spillage. I think it goes without saying.
Yeah, I feel like that's just instinct.
And then the last one is disposing. You need to do it correctly. You have to be careful. You can't just throw it at your girl and be like, "Take care of the shit," you know?
Who the fuck
Yeah, that's
do you hang
crazy.
out with?
Wait.
you.
That's crazy. You do
Yeah.
that, Patrick?
Never.
No, you gotta make sure you wrap it in a tissue and then you throw it away. You can't flush it, by the way. You guys
Yeah.
flush condoms?
God, no.
Okay, just making sure because plumbing guys don't like that apparently. You know?
Why? Because they're jealous that we're banging? It's like, man, I wish that was me.
So believe it or not, most people miss that pinching the tip.
Mhm.
It just kind of people get in the heat of the moment, just put it on, and then they miss that whole step, and then they have an air bubble in there, and that can cause issues, and it can cause friction, which is actually probably worse than anything else.
Which is why we're gonna do a live demonstration right here on the podcast. James, take your pants off. I have the condom right here, and you're gonna put it on while I watch.
But you're gonna put it on me, right, with your mouth?
I think I'm leaving. I think I'm 100% leaving.
All right. Besides condoms, though, what do you guys think is also effective?
Ecstasy. That's not the word that I was thinking of.
God,
What's the word that I was thinking of?
Getting tested.
No, what's the other one? When you don't have sex.
Oh, abstinence.
That one.
That's stupid.
No,
We're not doing that.
First of all, where'd you get ecstasy from?
It's close.
No, it's not.
So
Say it.
actually, it's a 3-syllable word.
Yeah,
I see
and
it.
it's got like the s in there.
Oh, I get it. They're both English words. I get it. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah. Would you guys subscribe to the pull-out method?
No.
They put out good content.
I wouldn't recommend it. I can't say I've followed my own advice.
I don't think anyone has not tried it.
Yeah.
I haven't.
As a virgin, I've pictured myself doing a pull-out method many times.
I've dead ass never done it. Yeah, I'm scared of having a baby. I'm
all
not even gonna
are.
risk it.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you guys don't keep using the pull-out method because many people believe it's as safe as a condom if you do it right. But it's actually only 78% effective. So
Wait, what
less
is?
effective, the pull-out method.
Oh, the pull-out method. Yeah,
Yeah.
the pull-out method's dumb.
In my mind, it's 0% effective.
Well, the problem is most people think it works better than it actually does. That's really where the issues lie here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the problem is that like they need it to work better.
The problem is they're betting on it.
Yes.
Dude, you bet on yourself sometimes. You
Yeah,
gotta
honestly,
do it.
they're putting all the money on black.
Yeah.
But you know what? Who are we to say if someone likes to be raw dogged and then they like to be filled up? You know, that's not our place to say anything, right? That might be their kink.
Yeah.
That's a
Right.
crazy bar on a podcast.
Thank you.
I'm just saying that like 6 months ago, you guys were bleeping everything I said.
Yeah, now we're just kind of like, you know what? If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Well, it's a sex ed episode. Be adults, everyone. God. No, but if that's your kink, cool. Because you know what? What do you guys think about kinks?
I'm down for them.
That's such a general statement because
You know,
So then generally answer the question.
bad.
Okay.
you guys
And
think
why?
Well, I want to start off this part of the pod by stating the fact that kinks are normal and they're perfectly natural. They do not always stem from some kind of deep-rooted trauma, and they're usually simply explained by one phrase. I don't know. It just gets me going.
Big facts.
Yeah.
In other terms, the dopamine just hits.
Yeah.
Dopamine, just dopamine.
Yeah. Kinks come to us in many ways, and one of them can actually be based onto a simple formula. It's called early association. At some point, you felt arousal, and at some point, something very specific happened.
Mm-hmm.
So now, you always like feet.
Patrick?
Simply as you got
No.
aroused at a woman's shoe store, and now you equate all that, and if for whatever reason, that turns you on.
Wait, there was an episode where you said that you like feet stuff.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I did not say that.
You
Editor, cut
did.
back to this.
1,000% you said that.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Maybe as a joke, but
No.
not legit. Don't tie me to some bullshit.
Some words that you said?
I'm a virgin.
Dude, you said you like feet stuff.
I'm a virgin.
You said feet stuff.
That's what a virgin would like.
Yeah.
So do you guys? What do you guys think about that though? Do you guys think kinks are? Because I've heard that before. That a lot of people think that hardcore kinks are always based out of trauma. Do you guys subscribe to that idea?
I think some of them are.
Some, for sure.
Yeah, but like also like you said, like yeah, maybe you just got aroused when you were at like Foot Locker or something like that, and ever since then you've been like, damn, something about striped shirts, you know?
Okay.
You can't
Thank
watch
God you said that.
WWE
I thought he was
anymore.
going right back to feet.
Yeah,
thought he was
I
going
really,
right
really
back
thought we could
to
have a full
feet.
circle moment, and thank God he didn't. Thank
And then
God.
when he's watching WrestleMania, the boy bricked up the whole time.
Not for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Actually, yeah, but never in detail.
I've heard of it, but I can't recall any information about it.
It's the basic survival pyramid, if you guys think about it. It's what everyone supposedly
yeah.
needs to survive, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let me just do a quick
Can I say mine?
Sure.
Sure.
I need Korean fried chicken,
Hmm.
a good book, my little baby goats,
Oh God.
and like really nice shoes. That's what I need.
Cool, man. When you said Korean chicken, I was so scared that I didn't know where that sentence was going to
Me
go.
neither.
You guys do racial humor. I don't.
You just do gross
You
stuff.
hate white people so much. What are you talking about?
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy's
You went
just-
on a rant.
You're just going against everything that you've ever said.
James, continue.
Yeah. So they give you guys a little recap of the hierarchy of needs. Number 1 is physiological needs, so like food and sleep or Wi-Fi.
Same.
Mood.
Number 2, safety, so like your job security.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 would be love and belonging, so friends and relationship.
Never knew that.
Number 4 is esteem, your confidence, respect.
Never knew that.
Number 5 is and number 5 is the highest one, self-actualization, loving yourself, exploring who you are, your morality, creativity.
Okay.
Now,
But what if instead we could get like a lot of likes on Instagram?
then that's number 4, your esteem.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so you're
More important.
Yeah. So, although it might seem like kinks would come out of the top level, number 5, when you can be creative, it's actually not true. Everyone is different, but the simple constant is that as you go up, your anxiety drops for survival. So, it frees your mind to explore yourself a lot more. With that being said, have you guys ever heard of kink communities?
Wait, hold on. Before you go on, does that mean that somebody that is into kinks are very secure in themselves?
Yeah, actually,
Whoa.
they're very stable. They're very stable in themselves.
You
Now-
think that's why all like the super rich people are into it, because they have like so much financial security and like they're fine?
Yeah, they got a lot of. They're bored and they have a lot of free time.
Well, we'll get into that actually really quickly.
It
Sick.
takes a lot of money to afford a dungeon, dude.
I know, luxuries, right? Anyways. So a lot of people, have you guys ever heard of kink communities though?
No.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, it's just essentially what it sounds like. Just a lot of people who support you, right? If you like clown stuff, they're like, yeah, we are too.
Honk, honk.
Honk, honk.
Yeah.
Pie in the face.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wait. Now that I'm thinking about it, no.
That means that they're not your people.
You're right.
You know what's funny? Generally, kink communities actually satisfy level 3 and 4. So love and belonging and self-esteem, because they provide safe places to be accepted.
Oh, yeah.
So if you think about it like that, yeah. But at level 5, people are not exploring because they're broken or because they're bored. It's actually because they're stable enough to allow themselves to explore their curiosities.
Mm.
So the rule of thumb for this is you can't think about getting pegged if your rent is due tomorrow. Unless your kink is being financially shamed.
Oh. So
That's-
like, is that a kink where like you grew up and you were just like super broke, so you got aroused, but you were like, I'm in a bad place, so now I can only get aroused when I'm in
No.
a bad place?
No, actually.
I mean, now that you've spoken into existence, Rule 34, it's out there.
Wow.
Well, actually, that kink is a little different because I did a
Uh-huh.
little more research that's not in here, but just a
Yeah.
quick little sidetrack. It's actually a power play. So basically, when you're the one with all the power or financials in this case, you probably want to lose yourself in the opposite side of it of losing control or being dominated financially. So it's not really, so it's not really like you grew up poor and you love being poor now.
No, it's more just like you want a mean woman to send money to,
Yeah.
like large sums of money to.
Whoa.
How much money have you sent?
None. I'm a virgin.
Oh, that's why, because you keep sending money. Now that we understand that being called a dirty little piggy in bed is okay, so how do you tell your partners that?
Is that why you call them little baby sheep?
Okay, first off, it's little baby goats.
Whatever, dude.
And I call them that because I treasure them.
You started off with sheep at some point.
No, I did not. Little baby goats just rolls off the tongue, bro.
Baby sheep.
I don't want to really talk about what rolls on your tongue today. How do you tell your partners though when you have a weird kink? Let's just pretend. Let's pretend, right? What's a weird one? Feet. Let's do it feet.
Okay.
How would you tell your partner this?
You can't say that it's a weird kink to somebody
Yeah.
out there that's gonna get hurt.
That's actually shameful, dude. You're already following.
All right, I
going
shamed the
against-
guy. Now can we move on?
It's like his kink sucks. Just
Get a better one. Not my fault.
be original.
Be original.
It's
we,
actually-
we are an echo chamber sometimes, huh?
What does that mean?
We just repeat each other.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But it's fine.
There was a guy that I knew who was into armpits.
Oh,
Let's start there. How do you tell your partner that you're into armpits?
why are you guys both looking at me?
I don't know. It just felt like looking at you.
You guys are both in relationships. How
Yeah.
would you tell your partner about your fetish?
You know what? That's a good question. How would we do it? And then how would he do it as a single guy who maybe just wants a one-time thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I feel like for you it'd be harder because you're a single guy and like it's harder to bring up like kinks because it's like you're expecting too much from a person.
Yeah, especially because like I've never had sex. So like for me to just be like, yo, can I like get in that armpit? Like get right up in there. It's a big ask.
I feel like if you're in a relationship and you feel like secure enough in it, which goes back to like the hierarchy of needs or whatever, I
Yeah.
feel like yeah, you can ask them openly and just be like, "Hey, I'm into this. How do you feel about it?"
I think that's exactly the right answer.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. To keep it simple, how do you talk to your partner about this? Keep it simple. Don't make it an ultimatum. If you say something like, "If you don't peg me tonight, I'm gonna kill myself," that's not. It's probably not going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Never do that.
Just bring it up. Honestly, like Alex just said, just bring it up. Be upfront. Say like, "Hey, I read about clown play and it interests me."
Yeah, bring it up like in the middle of a pickleball game. Just like the most casual conversation while you're drinking water.
It's like 3 serving 1. How do you feel about clowns?
That's called bad communication, my guy. But you should always also give a no pressure escape. Don't be the guy who gets told no to clown play and then you're moping around the house like, I wish someone would throw a pie in my face.
Yeah, bring it up like you guys are like, hey, this is a trip we could possibly take if you're down for it.
Yeah.
We don't have to go.
Yeah.
But we could check it out if you want.
But I think it's also important so that your partner knows where you're at. So if you become distant, maybe even during, because you guys know relationships are up and down.
Yeah.
And it's always possible to get a little distant. And if you get a little distant in that intimacy area, your partner deserves to know why. It's because you feel maybe you're held back in your own intimacy, right? So communication here is key.
Dude, I'm imagining somebody who has really bad communication skills and his idea of how to bring it up is like casually just having like balloon animals around the house, just like randomly bringing them in and just being like, how do you feel about balloon animals? Just trying to be as subtle as possible.
And you change her whole makeup with the clown makeup.
Yeah.
Now remember, porn is not real life. It is a fantasy. And yes, you can get ideas from porn and even find out your kinks through it. However, remember, it's an art, an act. And it won't go as well with your partner. So, talk.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Now, speaking of relationships, what do you guys think on this? Because I got, as I was researching this topic, I went through a little rabbit hole. And it's very divided. What is your opinion on scheduling sex? Does that mean the romance is dying? In a long-term relationship, by the way.
My thought about it would be is if there's effort involved, if there's effort put into it, because like my thought is if you're scheduling it for like, yo, let's go for like a Wednesday, because we're like both clear that day. If you can make like a whole day of it, of romance, of anticipation, of build up, nah. But
Wait, nah?
No?
no. Then there's no problem with that. That's what I mean. That's what I
like
mean.
you meant like don't do it. I'm like,
No,
what
no.
do you mean?
I was
Sorry.
like, you're selling this. Really
Yeah.
well. I'm
Yeah.
down. What day are you thinking?
You're like a free after pod.
Sorry guys, I've had like 2 drinks before this. All right. But if it's straight up just like you put in no effort, it's just like you just expect for it to happen, but you don't spice it up, make it more interesting, make it more fun, make it more whatever.
Yeah.
Then that's when it's dead, because then it's literally just become like a chore. That's my thought. If you guys can keep it spicy, build the anticipation, then hell yeah.
Yep. I love it. Well, when I finally got off the Reddit threads and actually looked at legitimate websites, I found out it can actually be really productive, and especially since most couples don't match in libido. Lack of sex is one of the top 5 reasons for divorce. However, communication has been shown to be a major factor in whether couples can get through that hump. Literally.
Yeah, Wednesday.
You can make it hump day for reals.
Patrick pretty much hit all the pros about scheduling sex. If you're a low libido person, there's no unexpected sex. So you don't feel that anxiety that your partner wants it and you're just not up for it. If you're a high libido partner, it creates excitement. Ooh, it's coming up.
Yeah.
And it relieves the pressure of holding yourself back from your own partner. So basically, as we've already said, in a relationship, community is the key to unlocking most problems. Now, I didn't think we'd actually make it this far today.
What do you mean? You thought we would die?
Porn. We've already hit on this a little bit before.
You have to say corn.
Oh yeah.
He's already said it like 8 times. We're fine.
Can you just say like erotic nonfiction?
He's already said it 8 times. We're fine.
Okay.
Erotic manga. I don't know. So back in the day, what did we have? What did you guys have? How did you guys discover porn?
WWE Divas.
Through my Nintendo
Oh.
3DS.
Not your PSP?
No.
Damn,
You
3DS
can't-
is crazy.
Yeah. It had internet access.
That's wild.
Well, back in our day,
I was over here playing Pokemon like Fire Red, and you're over there just like girls.
It was.
well, back in our day, we had Playboy on TV still.
No, we didn't.
Can I finish?
Okay.
God, never heard of that one, huh?
Fucking got this fool.
Yeah, back in my day, or our day, we had Playboy still on TV. We had magazines, obviously. We had WWE Divas. We had Nintendo 3DSs, apparently. But yeah, we had cable TV. I found out about porn through cable TV. Now, there's 4K VR role playing during your 15-minute break at work.
Oh God.
It's crazy,
Or
isn't it?
reading smut in the break room.
Dang, nice callback. Nice
Yeah.
callback. Did she ever get fired?
She got like a promotion. Like I haven't seen her in a while.
Well, it's dangerous, all right? Porn is dangerous because every new clip you watch, it gives you a dopamine hit, which will cause you to desensitize you and push your brain to want more novelty or new stuff. And it can push users to extreme niches. So when you ask, why does this exist? It can be traced to the guy who did a Pornhub speedrun.
Pornhub speedrun is crazy.
You were on a 3DS.
You don't get to judge this, man. There was a cool thing I found. It's not cool. I thought it was interesting. I like this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's called the algorithm effect.
That sounds cool.
Yep. So one click on a foot porn because you were just curious, and now
Click
you,
on a what?
on like a foot porn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what Patrick likes. Anyway, just because you were curious, and now you get targeted ads and more foot videos to expose you to that kink more. With porn becoming almost mainstream and less shamed, there's a confirmation bias of wow, everyone likes golden showers, and it just reinforces that feeling of it's okay to keep exploring. So when does it get unhealthy? You guys tell me.
When you look forward to it too much.
Sorry that I don't have much going on in my day. Jesus Christ.
When you rather do that instead of like having interactions with real people.
Yeah.
But you guys suck sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys are kind of like the worst people I've ever met.
Wow. I think I enjoy you guys' company.
You guys nailed it, right? If you need niche clips to finish, like you just need that ass video to finish, that's a problem. Or if you prefer porn over intimacy.
Yeah, that's real bad.
Yeah. And you get to a point where you're even ashamed of the genre of porn you watch.
Yo, what?
That's a bad point, right? But so there's healthy viewing, though.
Does that mean that you're just not a secure person then?
Ooh, what do you mean?
Because like the hierarchy of needs, if you feel secure in like certain ways, whatever, you should feel like okay being into like what you're into. So does that mean that if you're not into, like if you feel like shame for what you're into, does that mean that you're just like not secure in yourself?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think you mean that like you're definitely lacking in something and you're turning to the porn to make up for it.
Great way to put it. That is
Yeah.
an awesome way to put it, guys. There is healthy viewing, though. That would be like occasional viewing, but you're still aroused by real people. And the porn can inspire real communication with your partner. That's a healthy way to use porn.
Yeah, like if you're somebody that likes to watch the story, that means you like having interactions with people, right? Right, guys? Right?
Is that why you have a subscription to the full video?
No, dude.
Well, It's just different now. Porn is a little scary because it's different now. The average first exposure to porn was 15 years old in 2000. And as of 2022, it is now 11 years old.
Ooh, that's bad.
Pretty bad.
No.
And the age is only going down as access to the internet grows. So
This reminds me of a funny story.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We had like this uncle, but he was younger than us because we're Hispanic, and sometimes that happens.
I know what you're
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember, like, I think he was like maybe like 6 years old, and his older sister found him just looking up sex into Google, and that was it.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's not funny.
it was funny for the time.
It was
Yeah.
funny at the time.
Yeah,
That is true. We all
Especially
thought
the
it was
fact that his
hilarious.
sister outed him.
yeah.
That's
And told
true.
like the whole
Blew up his spot. Blew
yeah.
up his spot completely.
Yeah.
no.
This it's a scary thing. It's definitely a scary thing but that we need to deal with, but at the same time, monitor your kids.
Get in there. Like be there for that kid. Throw the football, kick the soccer ball.
Be a present parent. Yeah,
Be a present parent, man.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day,
I'm saying this as a virgin with no kids.
yeah,
and with no plan about ever having one.
yeah. You
Ever.
don't want kids ever, so
Yeah, that's why I don't have sex.
yeah, that's why.
That's why. Because it's your choice. Well, I wanted to hit a few topics today that I thought were important about sex ed, because I'm going to be honest with you, I've never had a good sex ed class. Well, I'll be honest, I thought that it was really important for people to hear the fact that you need to put on a condom the right way.
Yeah,
I think that's important. I think that's something that should be talked about. And I think in the future, actually not even in the future, maybe like soon, porn is going to have to be part of a sex education class. It is what it is. If it's so mainstream, so wide in there, it has to be a talking point.
Honestly, yeah, to ignore it would be really irresponsible. Also, get tested, guys. Seriously. Get
Yeah.
tested.
Yeah.
Get tested.
Every 6 months or every new partner. That's the golden rule. And I wanted to,
And I'm saying this to the gentlemen out there because they don't like doing it. From what I've heard these stories in these streets, they really don't like doing it. Anyway, keep going.
the last thing we should talk about, and this is it before we sign off, consent is always a yes. Right? It's not a kind of yes. It's not a, hey, we're both drunk, let's fucking go at it,
Yeah.
Consent has to be a yes. 100% from the beginning all the way to the end.
Absolutely.
There's a really we've all seen those stories of guys who are creeps who are like, we were both drunk, so who cares? It's like, nah, my guy, that's not okay. The only scenario where this can gray area is if you're in a long-term relationship and you've already had the talk, like, hey, when we get tipsy or when we get whatever, I'm down,
Yeah.
But that's a whole outlier. So consent, yes from beginning, yes to the end.
Yeah.
And if they're ever giving you a handy and you get mad because they're like, you know what, I'm not into this, and you're like, but you gotta finish, you gotta do it,
Yeah.
you gotta do it.
Don't ever feel like you're pressured into something.
Yeah, and definitely don't pressure the other person.
And don't be
Yeah.
that guy. That reputation will live with you forever.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys learned a little something today. Hopefully you guys realized you guys missed out on a few important factors, but you know what? I trust you.
Yeah.
But yeah, have some safe sex out there, guys. You're
Yeah.
adults. Have fun, but just do it the right way. And if you guys have any more sex questions from the sex master virgins here,
I thought he was about to say from the sex god. I was gonna be like, yo.
oh Jesus Christ!
He'd be like, there's no way he's saying that right now.
Call me Kratos, I guess. I don't know.
Kratos
Dude, he kills people, dog.
with his wang.
That's horrifying. That's literally horrifying.
Well, this is your teacher, James.
This has been your side,
Your side.
this has been your teacher's assistant, Patrick.
And this has been the student, Alex.
And you have been the little baby goats.
No, dude, stop. Stop.
There was a great way to just at the end there say, be like, and you just got out of the porn scenario, the classroom. Follow us on TikTok at Dynamic Trio Pod. You can also send us your personal stories at dynamictriopod@gmail.com and talk to us.
Send us your favorite vids.
No.
We'll tell you if they're ethical or not.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's so bad. Please don't.
Please don't.
Yeah.
For the love of God, don't.
We report. We're snitches.
Yeah.
We snitch. We snitch. We snitch.
And that is a dynamic guarantee.
Let's go.
Bye-bye. Dynamic guarantee on